We want solutions sometimes for outside, sometimes for inside. Usually those are very different solutions. We want solutions that can stay in our home, some solutions that maybe we want to take with us on the road. Usually those are very different solutions. We have something now that you can keep on a table outdoors. Boom, you're taken care of. Keep it inside, taken care of. Travel with it. It folds up so nice and smooth and small and flat. You could keep it in a drawer, no problem. But what I love the most is that it is rechargeable. What Magic Mesh has done is taken the ability to have that UV light that will draw in a bug, then have the electric pulse that is going to take care of it for you, but in a way that's not just hanging in one place, in a way that you can go anywhere with it and watch it work in real action. Love that you can charge it with that USB cord. We all have those. And now you're getting two. So for our weekly deal drop, we've taken $10 off. By the way, retailing at $60 for these. So really it's a half off deal, and you are getting two. That's $5.99 on any credit card. Less than $3 a piece each month to get these home. Lou Caputo is here. He has every solution to every issue. And I asked him, hand to God, do you use it? Do you have it?
Yep.
He said yes, and it works.
Use and love. Because, you know, you and I were talking, and you haven't lived in Florida for that long, but you're learning quickly that everything in Florida wants to kill you, okay? So, and that includes every insect that's out here. And when I say we have insects, I mean, we've got, you know, no-see-ums, we've got mosquitoes, we've got gnats, we got yellow flies, we got black flies, the list goes on and on and on, and this little device will kill them all, okay? So my Magic Mesh swatters, you can see I've got it in the carrying position right now. This is like, if I'm going to be putting this in my backpack or taking it to the beach or going anywhere with it, that's how I'm going to carry it. It's very small, it's very compact. To open it, you just flip the handle over like this, and now it looks like a tennis racket, okay?
Right.
Because you can use it as a fly swatter as well, all right? On the side of this are the controls for it, and it is just crazy, crazy simple. All the way in the bottom here is the USB charging port, okay? Yes, that's right. You can use any USB charger to recharge the batteries in this, okay? Which is great. There's a little switch here now. All you do is throw that up just like that, okay? That's off. That's on. Now, once it's on, you press this button. The first time you press it, it's going to activate the mesh field inside of this, okay? There's 2,500 volts sitting there right now, ready to zap anything that has the misfortune of hitting it. If I press it a second time, you're gonna see these ultraviolet lights just came on around the bottom of that. See that down there in the bottom? And that's actually what's going to attract them in. So if I have the light off, I'm swatting, and if I have the light on, at that point, I'm attracting. Now, one last thing, you'll notice the one in front of me here is standing on its own. You can actually bend this to a 90-degree angle, set it down, and it's going to sit there and attract the bugs. Now, that means indoors, as well as outdoors. Because think about this for a second. When you're inside, you are literally at the mercy of the bugs. Because who's wearing, you know, insect repellent inside their house? Nobody, okay? This is going to work inside the house as well.
And it will stand up on its own, which I love.
Yes.
Now, you're kind of handling it like it's not something scary to touch. But you seem to almost touch it before the water hit it. So when a bug hits it, it will electrocute it.
Electrocute it and emulate the body, which means it's just going to poof, it just disappears, okay? So you don't even have to worry about that. But what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bowl of water. By the way, I'm a trained professional. Don't try this at home. I'm just taking a little bit of water and flicking it on there. And you can see that every time I do that, see that? You can see the sparks in there. Look at that. And that's what's going to happen with the insects. So if you thought for a second that maybe that's not going to work, oh my God, is it going to work and how? And to the point where you and I were talking about this, and you said that it scared you. And honestly, if you're just sitting there watching a movie on TV or something, you've got this in the living room with you, and I'll even set it down and show you. It's sitting in there in the living room, and all of a sudden you hear that sound. The insects are getting fried in there.
Oh my gosh.
It'll make you jump the first time. Then after a while, when you hear it, you're like high-fiving each other. My wife and I, Kelly, will sit there and be like, yes! Yes, we got one. Because is there anything more annoying than sitting on your couch watching a movie and you just hear zzz in your ear?
This is so smart. This is so smart. And then you're going to know when you got it, which I love. But you can keep it indoors. You can keep it outdoors. You can keep it underneath, you know, if you're sitting out by a porch, just put it between you on a seat. But I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have one that I will keep in between, you know, two chairs. But the next one, this is going to be my husband's weapon. I just know how my husband is. He'll walk around the house with a fly swatter like he's on a mission.
Yeah.
This is going to be his new favorite toy. Oh my goodness, and you're getting 2, so it's not like you can't say.
You get 2 for the price.
To be 1 rational and 1 for that guy who's just gonna wanna carry it around because he wants to be a knight.
No, and yeah, exactly. No, listen, let me tell you something. If I'm sitting outside and there's a bug and it's just around me, you know, yes, I could let it sit there and passively draw it in, or I could pick it up and get out some aggression. So I'm sitting there, you know, whacking these things, and it feels good. When you get one, all of a sudden your reflexes are gonna like triple. You're like,
yeah.
You get them, it zaps it, and they're done. Now, here's the thing too. Remember, these are rechargeable, so this is not a one and done. We've had ours for a couple years. We actually had the old model, which looked like this. It never folded, so you always had to have it open in this position, which made it a little tough for taking it with us on trips, as opposed to being able to do that. Okay, so there was that aspect. The other thing is the old one had a charging base. Did it work? Yeah, it worked fine. But this one is better because I can use any USB source, so I don't have to worry about losing it. But think about that. One time getting 2 for this price, right?
Yes.
Versus, let's see, look, some of the other things that people use. Running around your yard using pesticides, okay? And again, you're not gonna use these in the house, but remember, ours will work in the house. Your Magic Mesh swatter will work in the house.
It'll get a hornet or a wasp?
You know what? So here's the thing about that.
Because that's it, yeah.
There's a triple mesh inside of this to the point where even if it's on, I could sit here all day and do this.
Okay, that was my question.
And I'm not gonna be able to touch it. It's gotta be something small. So that's why it's like flies, gnats, no-see-ums, you know, those little things, mosquitoes.
Centimeter and a half is what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. But that's also why it's safe around your kids. It's safe around your pets. Like my dog she'll walk right up to this and put her nose right up to it. Never been shocked, yeah. And I'll sit there and be like, don't. But as of yet, nothing's happened. But, you know, let's keep talking here for a second.
Yeah, that was what I was like, what if you touch it? But the truth is, it's safe to touch it. I love that idea.
Yeah.
But something has to be small enough to fly into it. So smart.
And look at this. Here's your old-fashioned fly swatter, which I'm sure everybody out there has. Look at the surface area on that versus the surface area on this beast, okay?
Come on.
And also the fact that a lot of times I've swat things and it just pushes them away and they just come back because they're angry, okay? With this, if I hit them, you know, if it flies, it dies, okay? It gets in there and you like that? I came up with that last night. I thought that was fun. No, just because it's true. If you hit it, it's gonna zap, and the next thing you know, it's gone. With this thing, I could be there all day trying to track them down. So you got better odds of hitting it. But remember, ours is also passive in the sense that if I turn those ultraviolet lights on, it's gonna draw them to it. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Me personally, I'm a little aggressive. I like going after them.
I love the idea of having this on one area where you're not sitting to draw it there. If they come near you, you get Lou, you get the one who likes to, you know, be the one with the fun bat in their hand, and just go bat 1,000 with this. I love the efficacy, but the price is fantastic. For this week only, and by the way, this is the only airing today. You're not gonna see this again today. So if you love what you're seeing, if you have that mosquito bite and you've been itching it too much, if you feel like maybe there's an issue with the outdoors, but I'd still like to have a solution for the indoors that's not chemical, this is it. You're looking at half off retail, and remember, you are getting 2. If you just tuned in and you hear this noise and you think, look, I've heard of those. What's going on here? I've heard of those mosquito zappers. They're kind of expensive. Mine was $90.
Oh yeah, no, you can spend a lot of money on them if you want to.
And now you're spending $5.99 for your flex pay to get 2 of these. You'll kill 1,000 mosquitoes before you ever pay more than $6.
No, and it's fun. Like you sit there and you, like I said, my wife and I, Kelly and I, will sit there and we'll high five each other because like when we see one get zapped, we're like, yes, you know, because there's nothing worse than sitting inside or outside and having something biting you or having something going in your ears. And you know what? I know we've got other things we could use. We could use stuff like this. They've got the sticky tapes. We've got our sprays, all this stuff. I don't like using any of this. I don't like the pesticides around my pets and, you know, especially in the kitchen.
Right.
What are you going to do in the kitchen? Well, I can tell you right now, you can set this on the counter, set your Magic Mesh on the counter, and then all of a sudden you're going to hear that sound. Look at that. And it takes care of it without you passively doing anything. Or if you're like me and you're more aggressive, you can get out there and all day long.
Lou's pretty strong. I'm not. 1 pound. 1 pound total.
Oh yeah, 1 pound.
So don't even worry about whether or not it's going to be something that's cumbersome. I am impressed, Lou.
Isn't these cool?
This is so cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, and fun.
And fun.
I love that it's 1 for rational, 1 for my husband.
That's right. I like it.
We're going to move over to Tina for another summer solution here. Ooh, these fans really do pack a punch.